Yeah! Wow. Wow. Is there happy times ahead of us? Sixers fans. Namely, Sixers sickos. We made it. Yeah, I'm still rocking on the laptop. The guy put new drives in the PC. It still won't boot up. Now he's replacing the whole motherboard. So we're still on the laptop. I absolutely hate the quality of this webcam, but we're gonna get it done. Thanks for being here. And mostly, I want to thank you all for rocking with me through the dark times. Once again, another season where Joel Embiid missed significant time with an injury, and we watched every game live on playback and did a post-game live basically after every game. Some of them I chose to just go to a bar and drink some beers with my friends instead of talking about the Sixers without Tyrese Maxey against the damn Charlotte Hornets or whoever. But for the most part, 99%, we watched every game and we were up here live after every game. And thank you for helping me get through that. All right. Now, I don't want to jump the gun and I don't want to act like this team is suddenly going to dominate everybody. I do believe what I've believed all along, that the Sixers with Joel Embiid healthy can compete with any team in the NBA, and I have no doubt about that. I still have no doubt about that. And tonight, I mean, Joel Embiid comes back from knee surgery and performs like that. And, you know, I'm going to give my assessment of everything that I think about what he looked like, but just the impact on both ends of the floor with him not even really being in shape is out of this world. And yeah, this is brought to you by our good friends at BetUS, celebrating 30 years in the business. Go to betus.com, use the link in my description, check out the website, check out all of their betting odds, check out all of their props, pre-made parlays, etc. They do a great job on BetUS, and they got some great deals for you. And if you sign up now using the link in my description using the code JOIN125, you will get a 125% deposit bonus on your first 3 deposits up to $2,500 with 10% gambler's insurance. Who else is doing that? Nobody. And I don't know if you guys were on the stream maybe a month ago when I put $100 on the Philadelphia 76ers winning the championship. Before we even knew he was coming back, dude, I went on to BetUS live on the show and I put $100 on the Sixers winning the championship, and it might actually be a possibility because he's back. A couple of super chats already. Thank you guys for the support. Carlos Rosado, Eastwood salute, Sicko Nation, stand up. I was at tonight's game, bro. I read Embiid was out when he was announced. The whole arena went bananas. Oh my goodness, I bet the vibes were incredible. And Shaba, thanks for the super chat. Said, good thing I kept those tickets. What a game. Shaba was in the members only live stream last night saying, I bought tickets for this game and he's not playing. And he actually ended up playing, man. I knew his status could change, but I didn't actually expect it to. And yeah, look, Joel Embiid is not human. All right, 567 people in here. Go ahead, close out the chat one time and hit the like button for me before we get into this. For the fact that we lasted through the dark times, we watched every game. We did post game live for every game. We had people calling the show talking about what the team looked like without Joel, without whoever. Yeah, close out the chat one time, hit the like. Give me 576 likes. Let's get over 1,000 people in here tonight because Joel's back and we need to celebrate. All right. Okay. Joel Embiid is just flat out not human. He's just flat out not human. I hope I can really get all my thoughts out the way that I want to because I just can't even think straight right now. But for Joel Embiid to tear his meniscus, get surgery in the middle of an NBA season, come back in 8 weeks, and have that much of an impact on an NBA game is not even close to normal. I mean, he's not close to normal. He's a once in a lifetime talent, a once in a lifetime player. We know that. And I know it was the Oklahoma City Thunder without SGA or whoever, but just Joel Embiid did a historic thing tonight. I want everyone to know that he did a historic thing tonight. Because, look, when you come back from knee surgery like that, you're supposed to be on a minutes restriction, and you're supposed to not really impact the game. You know what I mean? You're supposed to be out there, get your conditioning, jog around a little bit, get some shots up. You know what Joel Embiid looks like in the preseason? That's basically what everyone expected him to look like tonight. And that's what I expected. And that's what he looked like the first 2.5 or so quarters, you know? Just jogging up and down the floor, getting some shots up, not playing too crazy hard. He did level Jalen Williams in the first half and fell to the floor, and we all caught our breath. We were all kind of just being paranoid the whole first half. Like, bro, you're doing too much. You're going too hard. You know what I mean? But he proved to everyone that, look, I can put weight on it. Look, I can do all the basketball things I need to do. Look, I can hit spin moves. I can hit step back jump shots. I mean, when you come back from the injury like that, you're just supposed to jog around, get some shots up, and get your conditioning up, okay? But lo and behold, it comes down to the wire. Because why? First of all, why would any Sixers game not come down to the wire? We can't just lose by 30. We can't just win by 30. Any game that we ever play is always going to come down to the wire because that's what they do to us. But, you know, in true Sixers fashion, they're down by 10, 11, whatever, 12 at one point in the fourth, I think. That might be wrong, but the OKC had a significant lead at certain points, and we looked down and out. We looked gassed. Joel Embiid obviously looked gassed. He looked way tired, most of the game. And I think Joel Embiid always looks tired. It's just Joel Embiid. He's 7 foot, 280-pound person playing a sport that, that you move as much as you do. I think he always looks tired, but he looked really, really tired, right? And he wasn't in the game. He went out of the game in the fourth quarter. And I thought they were just going to leave him out. I thought we were just going to lose. And he comes back in the game. And he drags the Sixers to victory, fresh off a knee surgery. And not just being a part of the team, not just playing a role on the team, literally came back in the game, put the whole team on his back, and said, I got this. I'm back now. Let's go. What do I have about Joel in the fourth quarter? He came in and immediately tried to spin to the lane. He got a charge called on him, which was the second one called in the game, which again I thought was a ridiculous call. I thought the defender was moving and didn't have his feet set, but the referees were, I don't know. They're like, oh, Joel Embiid's back. Let's insert ourselves into this game and call some charge calls on him. I just thought both of them were ridiculous. Let me just talk like the order of the fourth quarter, if I can keep it in order, okay? Kelly Oubre hits back-to-back threes. Joel Embiid gets called for the charge. Tobias Harris off of Joel Embiid double team. You know what? I thought we were struggling to get the ball out of double teams in this game. I thought there was too much standing around a lot of times. Didn't think there was enough cutting, enough action. But they'll get that together, and it'll start to look like it did in the beginning of the season around Joel. Tobias Harris, we'll talk about him in a second. Let's see. Paul Reed dunked on Chet Holmgren. Embiid back in, hits a spin move and gets to the free throw line. Kelly Oubre gets a steal and a fast break dunk. And what was it, about 105 to 103? Joel Embiid on Jalen Williams, just like we saw all season before he got injured. ISO jump shot money. ISO jump shot money, and he ties the game. Lou Dort gets an offensive rebound, 2 free throws there, and what were we, down 1? Joel comes down the other end. Joel got the steal, right? Yes. Well, he was fouled 105-104. Then I think Dort got the rebound and got fouled and got to the free throw line. And then Josh Giddey, in crunch time, trying to put a move on Joel Embiid, fresh off a knee surgery. Crunch time, under a minute left. Steals the ball on a Josh Giddey crossover, runs the fast break, and draws a foul on Chet Holmgren. They challenge it. It wasn't a hard foul, but it was a foul. And when you watch the replay, we were in the playback chat like, they're going to overturn this, bro. And I was looking at it, I was like, they can't overturn this. It's the clear definition of cutting off the offensive player's path to the basket. It's a clear definition of a block. That's what the baseline referee called. Call stands. Joel Embiid, 2 free throws. Clutch. Puts the Sixers up 3. Other end, we're holding our breath. We let damn Isaiah Joe wide open a couple of times, and he missed them, luckily for us. But, I mean, for Joel Embiid to come back and not only play hard, I think he played 30 minutes, for him to impact the game the way that he did is just absolutely unbelievable. And it's game-changing, man. And, look, what you notice right away with him on the floor is the presence on both sides of the floor, right? Like, what other player comes back from knee surgery and automatically gets double-teamed? He's that damn good. And just his presence alone completely changed the game from what we've been watching for the past month or so. If Joel never even shoots a basketball, he's incredibly valuable to a team. Because just the gravity that he pulls and then moving the ball around the perimeter. The defensive side of the ball, look. He doesn't have to actually block shots to impact the game defensively. I mean, just on another level. You watch so many times players get in the paint in this game, and when Joel was there, they just take another side dribble and kick it out. He just changes everything. Players just do not attack the rim when he's down there for good reason. Even with his conditioning where it is right now, he impacts the game so much on both sides of the floor like no other player I think I've ever seen. In my humble opinion, I think he's the MVP every single year because of his impact on both ends. He just changes the game completely. And it's so nice to have him back. I want to listen to an interview, maybe if they interviewed him after the game, maybe I'll find that on Twitter. But his impact on the game is absolutely out of this world, and we are just blessed to be in a time period where we get to watch a player like Joel Embiid, and I'm at a loss for words that he came back from knee surgery. When it first happened, we thought he wasn't coming back at all. I thought the Sixers were lying to us. I thought the organization was lying just to continue to try to get season ticket holders to keep re-ing up or whatever. It just didn't seem realistic. And he's back, and he's playing, and he's impacting the game just on both ends of the floor. And then not only impacting the game throughout the game, but for the game to be close down the stretch, and he's the one that drags us to victory. It's just absolutely incredible. What did he have, man? 24 points, 7 rebounds. Let me get my stats up here, man. Let's look at Joel's stats. 24 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals. You just can't. You can't ask for a better game than that for a guy coming off a knee surgery, completely winded and out of shape because he's been sitting around for a couple of months. You got to credit the guy's heart. He's just a warrior, man. He just loves the game and he wants to win. And here he is. I know the mainstream media was talking a bunch of trash today about, he shouldn't come back. They're risking his health, all this BS. I'm like, if he's healthy, he's healthy. If he's healthy, he's healthy. He knows he's not going to play this game for forever. If he's healthy, he's healthy. And really, the only thing that I saw is the conditioning. That's the only real thing. He looked out of shape. He looked tired. And it's going to take him some games to get that back. And I think they got him back at the perfect time. I think, there's 6 games left after this. And I think he will get, I don't know if he'll be MVP mode, by the time the playoffs start, but he damn well could be. He really could be. He really could be. Without injury, when a season starts and he gets to go through all of training camp and everything like that, and then all of the preseason, I think he has a lot more time to get his legs under him and get into shape. But 6 games to try to get the conditioning up and get into shape. But as far as the knee goes, man, it doesn't look like he's favoring it at all. It doesn't look like he's playing to one side and avoiding doing certain things. It doesn't look like it's weak. It doesn't look like, he's spinning, he's driving into the lane, he's creating contact, he's doing everything he was doing before. He just looks a lot slower and a lot more tired right now. But the knee looks great, and I have no reason to think that he's not ready. I'm at a loss for words. This is unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. Liam, thanks for the super chat, man. What a win. And K-Cell, my man, shout out Eastwood Sicko Nation. Please subscribe and hit the like button. Let's support Eastwood for continuing to give us fire content. Yeah! We made it, Sicko Nation. We made it. Now, we have to talk about the elephant in the room, ladies and gentlemen. Tobias Harris. We have to talk about the elephant in the room, Tobias Harris. He gave you 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But listen, the number 1 and the number 2 in this game was Kelly Oubre and Joel Embiid. Let's call it what it is. And that's still crazy to say because Kelly Oubre was a minimum signing at the end of this season. But the number 1 and the number 2 in this game, without Tyrese Maxey, was Joel Embiid off of surgery, winded as hell, tired, holding his knees at the free throw line, and vet minimum Kelly Oubre. And in the fourth quarter, in crunch time, when things got dicey, Kelly Oubre back-to-back threes, Kelly Oubre attacking the rim, Joel Embiid spin moves, Joel Embiid jumpers. Very late in the game, Joel kicks the ball out of a double team. Tobias Harris, wide open jumper inside the free throw line. I'm talking a 13-foot jump shot. Air ball. Offensive rebound. Kicks back out to Tobias Harris at the 3-point line. Wide open. Air ball. Tobias, I swear to God, I'm trying not to slander you every game. You just keep giving me material, bro. It's almost like you want me to slander you every game. You're like, oh, I got to give Eastwood something to talk about. Every game you do something that blows my mind for a max contract player. A couple of games ago, it was a wide open alley-oop that you tried to lay in like you were dunking a ball in a quiet house and you were trying not to wake everybody up. And you missed it. You would have to try on purpose to miss a shot like that when you're 6'8". That was a couple games ago. Today, you're like, I got to give Eastwood something else. Crunch time? 2 wide open air balls, bro. Joel Ramos, hey, bro, you're recording this with your dad's flip phone. Boo. Boo, Joel, for not knowing the story. Boo's in the chat. Boo's in the chat for Ramos for not knowing the story, bro. I've been up here for weeks telling you what the deal is, and you come along and you don't know the story. And now, look, you got booed in the chat. Tobias Harris gave me more material, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. with the lineups late in the game, Nick Nurse has to decide who should be on the floor based on who's playing the best, based on who's contributing the most, right? Especially without Tyrese Maxey. So I was saying in maybe the second or third quarter, Kelly Oubre has to be in at the end of this game. You can't have him on the bench in the fourth quarter of this game. But Tobias Harris is still immune from that. Tobias Harris is still has lifetime bench immunity. And so you have to run this closing lineup of Kyle Lowry, Joel Embiid, Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, and Nicholas Batum it was? So it's Kyle Lowry out there with no shooting guard because Tobias Harris has to be in the closing lineup. He has to be. It's the rules now. We've accepted that now. It's the rules. Tobias Harris has to be in the closing lineup. But for him to be in the closing lineup and shoot back-to-back air balls in crunch time just blows my mind, bro. Just another wild situation that makes me I can't understand why this is still happening 5 years in. A couple of nice plays from Oubre, running a two-man game with Joel. You know, it looked like that was what we were going to go through in the fourth quarter. And we just ran a couple of Tobias Harris plays, man. We're like, hold on a second. Hold on. We got to get a playoff for Tobias. Get him on the block. Let him back somebody down. Turn around, fadeaway, just shank off the rim, air balls, whatever. But all I can hope is that in the playoffs, you know, he's just a role player. I just don't want them to force it to Tobias Harris because they feel like they have to. It's ridiculous at this point. Tyrese Maxey, Kyle Lowry, Kelly Oubre, probably Tobias and Joel. I can't imagine Kelly Oubre not being in the closing lineups in the playoffs. If there's a fourth quarter that Kelly Oubre is not in the closing lineup, it's all politics. But there's my my little Tobias Harris rant. I don't want to do it every game, but he just keeps giving me reasons to. And he's immune from from being taken out of the game in the end of the game. I mean, he's immune from it, man. I don't know what to say. The referees were hating, man. Tony Brothers, man. Come on, bro. Joel Embiid fresh off of surgery. First quarter. First play that he makes. A little spin to the rim. A little tiny, maybe a tiny elbow. And you call a charge? You hater, man. Tony Brothers like that kid that like found the high school party and told someone's parents. Just wants to ruin all the fun. You know what I mean, man? Come on, man. The Thunder were playing without SGA and Jalen Williams. Chet Holmgren, as a rookie, is great. And yeah, he's 7'4", 110 pounds. But he plays with a ton of heart and a ton of physicality for his frame. And, he's fun to watch. He's going to be fun to watch for a long time. Shout out to Chet Holmgren, man. I was saying that OKC should stay away from him in the draft because of the injury potential of somebody built like that. And then he broke his foot in a summer game, right before his rookie season. But Chet Holmgren was giving us work, man. And Isaiah Joe, for most of the game, was giving us a little bit of work. Chet Holmgren, 22 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks. Isaiah Joe had 14 points. He was 4 for 11 from 3. He cooled off in the fourth quarter. First half of the game, he was hot. It was looking like, oh my God, Isaiah Joe. You couldn't write a more perfect story than this. Joel comes back from injury, and Isaiah Joe, the player that Daryl Morey let walk for nothing because Doc Rivers hated him, kills us, but he didn't. He didn't. Josh Giddey, 10 points, 3 assists. Man, bad game for Giddey and a game-costing turnover trying to cross over Joel Embiid. Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm just, I don't know what else to say about Joel Embiid, man. He was absolutely incredible in this game. For him to come back from surgery and play like that is just something. And Kelly Oubre, man. Kelly Oubre. In the absence of Tyrese Maxey, he gives you 25 points and just 25 hard-fought points. Third quarter, Kelly Oubre did a very Kelly Oubre thing, where he drives to the rim, he gets clearly hacked on the arm, no call, gets his own rebound, goes back up, gets hacked again, gets his own rebound, goes back up, finally gets a foul call. The guy has to get fouled 5 times to get any calls. But he's just a fighter, man. Kelly Oubre's the friend in the friend group that's like the one that's just got like a screw loose, and he's always on edge and he's always ready to throw hands, and you're like, bro, chill out. Like, everything's cool. Why are you always ready to scrap all the time? That's just Kelly Oubre, man. He's ready to get down and dirty. He's ready to just drive the lane, throw his body into somebody, get fouled 17 times and never get a call, and just fight for offensive rebounds. He plays so hard. He plays so hard and never stops trying and never gives up. And it's crazy as on a vet minimum, but Kelly Oubre, he was the number 2 in his game. And he better be in the finishing lineups in the playoffs. And really, after the season's over, you let Tobias Harris walk, you extend Kelly Oubre. I like moving forward with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and Kelly Oubre. I like that. I like that a lot. Jonathan Himes, thanks for being a member of the channel for 37 months, man. That's some real sicko stuff, bro. Nothing triggers me more than a ISO step back deep mid from Tobias. It's like it's just like something that won't go away, man. It's like no matter how much fun we're having, here comes Tobias Harris's 22nd back down on the block to a turnaround fadeaway. Sometimes he hits it, I'm like, okay, but I'm just tired of seeing it. Tobias Harris's mid-range jumper is like the friend that nobody invited, and you're having a blast, and he's like, hey, guys, and you're like, oh, here's Tobias Harris's mid-range jumper again, man. Can we just stop? Who invited him? Nick Marchetti, that Lowry and Embiid pick and roll was nasty. Yeah, man, I'm excited to see it continue. I'm excited to see Maxey and Lowry work off of Joel. One thing I will say is that I still think we got to figure out a way to get Buddy Hield involved more. There was a play in the first half that was a Lowry Embiid 2-man. Lowry Embiid pick and pop, right? Lowry goes around the Embiid screen, kicks it back to Embiid outside the 3-point line. The defense rotates, and then Embiid hands it off to Buddy Hield coming around a screen, and a handoff screen for Buddy Hield. So I just like the dynamic of there being a pick and roll or a pick and pop, and then other plays after that. We watched this James Harden, Joel Embiid thing all last year, and it was just the 2-man game, and there was no plan outside of that. There was no down screens or screens coming around the wings or baseline, guys running baseline. There was no movement. And I saw that in the first half, and I just liked that, an offensive play with a lot of different options. And I wish I would have saw that more. I think they're going to get back into that kind of stuff more as Joel continues to play these last couple of games. But I definitely did see a lot of standing around when Joel had the ball. And Buddy Hield was one of those players. And, I feel like there's a role for Buddy Hield And in the fourth quarter, Lowry out there with no real shooting guard on the floor, I would probably rather it be Lowry, Buddy Hield, Oubre, Batum, Embiid, or Lowry, even Cameron Payne out there, Oubre, Batum, Embiid, or no Batum. If you have to play Tobias Harris, I'd rather it be Lowry, Payne, Oubre, Embiid, and Tobias, which was the starting lineup, I believe it was. But he went with Batum down the stretch. I don't hate that. They won the game, Nicholas Batum was picking up at half court sometimes in this game. He was hustling. He was playing hard defense. We'll see what happens as we move forward, man, and we'll see what the lineups look like in the playoffs. I know, I didn't even really care about the outcome of this game. Really, like if we were down by 10 a little bit late, and I thought the game was over, and I didn't really care because I was like, this is a Joel Embiid warm-up game, man. Nobody cares. Joel's warming up. He's getting back into shape. Nick's trying to figure out some rotations and things like that, and I didn't care that much. And then it got close, of course, and it went down to the wire, and Joel Embiid just unbelievable, out of surgery, drags a team to victory like that. Incredible. And yeah, well, Maxey, with Maxey too, I just, it's, we've been playing with not enough guards for years. I used to scream during the Brett Brown era, where are the guards? There was no guards on the floor. It was Ben Simmons and Josh Richardson. Neither of those players are a guard. Now we have almost too many guards. And with Maxey back, Maxey, Lowry, it's going to be tough because sometimes Cameron Payne is really contributing. And it would be nice to see him out there in a finishing lineup, If Buddy Hield is having a hot three-point shooting night, it'd be nice to see him out there in the finishing lineups, So now it's like you got a 4-guard rotation, really, and that's without the Anthony Melton, which is why I said they might as well just rule him out for the season because you already have, at this point, you have too many guards, So we'll see, man. With Maxey back, Maxey, Lowry, Oubre, Harris, and Embiid, that's going to be the starting lineup, I think, and the finishing lineup. I just think there has to be some kind of wiggle room in who should be on the floor to close the game, and that's probably just going to depend on who's playing the best. Like a game like this, you had to go with Kelly Oubre. Maybe you get one of those 2 for 12 Kelly Oubre games, and you say, and Cameron Payne is having a hot night, and you say, all right, we're not going to bring Kelly in at the end. We're going to run with Cameron Payne. I see that. It just pisses me off that every time I talk about this, you're not even allowed to throw Tobias Harris into that conversation. You're not allowed to, He was 5 for 14 in this game. Closing lineup, double air ball. You're just not even allowed to consider Tobias Harris maybe not being in the closing lineup, and it's annoying to me. It's like the coach's son in high school, But whatever. I'm over it. A good game from Paul Reed, too. Great defense from Paul Reed when he was in there. He gave you 12 points, 9 rebounds. He had a block. I thought he played really good defense against players attacking the rim. Josh Giddey, a couple of terrible takes to the rim. There was a Lou Dort take where he had nowhere to go and just threw it out of bounds. I thought Paul Reed played great defense without fouling, and that's one thing with Paul Reed. He only had 1 foul in the game in 19 minutes. So, Paul Reed's come a long way in learning how to play defense in the paint without keep picking up 5 fouls in 5 minutes. No Mo Bamba in the game. He's not even on the thing here as a coach's decision. They just, what they do? They cut him. Joel Embiid came back and they were like, okay, Mo, thank you for your service, but no thank you. We'll see you later. And going into this game, well, I didn't know Embiid was going to play, obviously, but just a couple of days ago, I was talking about what I thought the rotations were going to look like when Joel Embiid comes back. And I said maybe you get back to Paul Reed just being the full-time backup center and you don't even really throw Mo Bamba out there anymore. And I thought Paul Reed's paint defense was serviceable in 19 minutes. I thought his rebounding was good. And somebody in the chat said Mo Bamba was sick. Was he though? Was he though? Listen, Mo, Joel's coming back. We want to see what Paul Reed looks like with about 20 minutes off the bench. We're going to list you out as sick, okay? So just go do whatever you want. But don't, you're not playing. Yeah, man. Let me read the chat and then I'll get up out of here. Thank you guys so much for being here, man. We almost broke 1,000 tonight. 890 live viewers in here. It's all because Joel Embiid's a damn warrior. The season could have been over. He could have said, I'll come back next year. Just for him to come back from surgery in 8 weeks and lead a team to victory is just ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, and we're lucky to have him. Riaz, we have a Tobias Harris problem. Do you think Melton and Covington could siphon some minutes away from him? No. No. Nope. No. We've seen the politics now for too long. There's no reason for us to think it's going to change until he's off this team. Now, I want to credit Tobias a little bit. He had a good first half, you know? He was hitting threes in the first quarter, the second quarter. He was really contributing when Joel wasn't yet up to speed. We had like 35 points with a couple minutes left in the second. And Tobias Harris was giving us a nice amount of offense and solid defense in the first half. But that doesn't mean he has to be in the game in crunch time. But his pay scale apparently says that he does. Nick Nurse would have to figure it out. Tobias played 35 minutes. I remember a game a couple of weeks ago where Tobias was struggling, and that same thing did start to happen where you saw Ricky Council and some other players, and Tobias ended up with 27 minutes in that game. So maybe, the fact that he was playing good in the first half probably had a lot to do with the fact that he was there late. If he's having a terrible game from the start, maybe Nick Nurse just says, I'm going to do what's best for this team to win, and I don't care who's paid what. I'm going to get this guy in there and that other guy in there, and he ends up more around 20, 25 minutes. So, but it's just unbelievable that every time the pressure is the highest, he completely clamps up and folds. It's just in his DNA. Just thankfully we don't have to watch it for much longer. I just don't understand why they can't be like, we accept the fact that we overpaid him. Here's your money. See you later. I don't know. I think the Sixers have been better without him for a while. 5 from 8 from 3 is good. I agree, but this is exactly why we watch the games and not just the box score. Because if you look at the box score, sure. This is exactly why people don't understand the Tobias hate. They'll look at this box score right here and be like, what are you talking about? Why is everyone hating on him? He was a +1. He gave you 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He was 5 for 8 from 3. He was 5 for 14 from the field. But it's when you really watch him, when the pressure gets the highest, dude. He just folds. And I'd rather him not touch the ball in crunch time. Give us 3 quarters and then get the hell out of here. Give us 3 quarters, man, and then just get the hell out of here. Alan Obbies. We are back. Praise God. Brotherly love. Class is back 1,000%. Loving this so much. Appreciate you. Hey, thanks, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah. We are back. And everybody should be worried. Milwaukee just lost to Washington? Everybody should be worried. Because Joel looked winded, sure. But when he gets his conditioning up, we're coming for everybody. And this team, Joel, Kelly Oubre, Maxey, Cameron Payne off the bench, Kyle Lowry, Buddy Hield, Tobias Harris giving us three quarters. Everybody should be worried. I will absolutely not relax. I haven't relaxed watching the Sixers in 22 years. So you telling me to relax is going to do absolutely nothing. I'm hyped too, but we kind of got bailed out with those foul calls. Boo! Booze in the chat. Booze in the chat. Booze in the chat for Will. How in the world could you watch what just transpired and say to yourself, you know what? How can I be negative? How can I find a way to hate this? Just enjoy something, man. Just enjoy something. Yeah, if we fold in the first round or whatever, okay, but just sit back and enjoy something for once in your life. Well, come on, man. Here we go. We're beating everyone and winning the chip. This is our year. Let's go 76ers. Exactly. Hey, man, that's all I got. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. Thanks for coming through, man. Hit the like button if you haven't already. I appreciate you. Consider becoming a member of the channel. We do members-only live streams. It's a lot of fun, man. You have a chance to be on the show. You have a chance to be a part of my Instagram and TikTok clips. You have a chance to be a part of the YouTube clips. Shout out to my guy, 21 Average, who was on the show last night, and he made it on a couple of the YouTube clips that were posted today. So consider becoming a member to join that. Thank you for all of the love, all of the new subscribers and everything. The Sixers are back. Everybody should be in fear. We're coming for the East. I don't care what anybody says. Joel Embiid is just a one-of-a-kind human being. Yeah! Savani, DJ, make me a member for free. Well, what would be the point of memberships if they were free? I'll see you guys later, man. I'm out.